All right, so it's been a while since I've sat down and made a video. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I kind of missed it, sitting down and talking and making videos. But today I wanted to do a little continuation of that My Journey video, if you watched that. Because I kind of thought of another significant aspect of my life. Kind of another significant aspect of that story that I wanted to describe. So if you remember, or if you watched that last My Journey video, I talked about how I felt like, excuse me, I felt like I was in a losing situation many times, and I felt like other people had treated me in a way that was unfair. That like other people's actions were basically making my life worse, and that felt unfair, and it felt like, well, what do I even do? Because it feels like how I feel, or how my life is going, is not even in my control right now. And I said in the video that, well, the only solution to that is taking responsibility for how you interact with those people, and you got to lump it. You got to figure out how to deal with it. And of course, hopefully I mentioned that in that video, that is much easier said than done. Of course, when you're actually in the arena, all that criticism and stuff, it doesn't really matter. God damn. Because, like, I actually started doing this video, and then there was a bee, like, right behind me, buzzing, getting, like, really close to me. And then I moved, and now there's this bird that just started chirping really loudly. Fuck that bird. I'm just going to keep talking. Hopefully I can keep my concentration. God, that pisses me off. Okay. Maybe they think I'm a bird. He thinks I'm a bird chirping or something. He's trying to communicate with me. Let me see if I can go scare this off real quick. I don't know if you're going to hear me go and yell at this bird, but hold on. Ah! Get out! Okay, I think I moved like 2 birds, and that's not even the one that is chirping really loudly. And now my neighbors are gonna think I've gone insane. It's always a struggle out here. It's always a struggle out here. But whatever. So yeah, easier said than done. And whenever you're actually in the arena, none of those words, thoughts, or really any advice that people give you matters that much, because chances are that you probably already know what you need to do, or there's not really any complications with what you need to do. It's simply that you have to grow, and you have to go through the necessary experience to get over that situation, and to basically just gain the tools that you need to go through that situation. And if you don't have the fucking tools, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get through the situation. Even if you know everything about it, if you don't have what it takes, what you need, then you can't go through the situation. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so this losing situation. So like before the whole taking responsibility and everything, well, in that moment, I think probably, you could relate to this. I felt like, why? Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to deal with this? I don't feel like I did anything wrong to these people. I don't feel like I deserve it. I don't feel like I had it coming to me or anything like that. And maybe, that's my perspective, and those people have a different opinion. Whatever. But yeah, so I felt like, I wanted reconciliation. I did before this whole, okay, I want to take responsibility and I just want to get the hell out of this situation. I wanted reconciliation. I wanted reparations. I can say a bunch of synonyms for those words, but I think you get what I'm saying. And I felt like I don't even want to move, like almost like a kid whenever you take one of his things away and he's not going to listen to you anymore. He's not going to go do his homework or anything like that. He's just going to sit here like this until he feels like things are fair, like he's gotten what he deserves. So I didn't feel like I wanted to move, nor did I feel like I had whatever it took for me to get through that situation. And by that, I'm not saying that I was too weak or something like that. I just didn't have a strong reason. And that's what I found out. That's what I want the main point of this video to be. It's that this situation revealed a major hole in my internal aspects, I guess you could say, in a way. There's a plane. It revealed a major hole in kind of the fundamentals of why I do what I do, of, I guess you could say, my life. It revealed holes. It showed me that I don't have strong anchors holding me down to the right path. And that was an important thing that I've realized. And even though, I don't feel like that situation really affects me much anymore at all, I still feel that, okay, wow, I didn't see those holes. And like, that's something important that I see now from dealing with that situation. Yeah, so like I said, it's not like, oh, I feel like I was too weak to get through the situation. I really hope those birds don't make this audio like really annoying, because that would seriously piss me off. It really pisses me off, like talking and having that going on. Okay, whatever. I think I'm doing well with concentrating so far. But yeah, so I would say this. So before that, I was always, I think you might be able to tell, from some of my other videos or activity on social media, or especially my friends that know me, I'm a pretty carefree person, not carefree, I'm a pretty playful person, pretty joyful person, pretty lighthearted person, enjoying the small things and everything most of the time. And so I kind of always was just skating through life, I feel like, in a way, before that situation. I never really experienced anything that really challenged me to really ask myself, like, okay, why? Like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to participate anymore to such a degree that I need to have a good reason why I'm going to keep going through life, why I'm going to keep dealing with these. What's the motivator, And that's what this situation revealed to me. And so after that situation hit, well, I realized that I had to find something within myself. I had to find a reason that was not tied to my happiness anymore. I had to find a reason that was not tied to my happiness for me to keep going through life, for me to keep dealing with those things, and for me to just to I don't want to say like motivation as in like, oh, I'm motivated to go exercise and lose weight. Not like that sort of motivation, but really just a fucking reason. Like a good reason to do something, I realized I needed a good reason to do something because, yeah, like I said, I think I'm pretty lighthearted and stuff. And like I said, I'm not religious. For me, like once I hit middle school, I just kind of like stopped really thinking about God, even though I was brought up that way to think about it sometimes. And I just I was just like, okay, well, I think I'm just going to be a good person, and I'm just going to try to be a good person and just enjoy life. I don't think, if there is a God, I don't think they would really disagree with that, and treating other people right and everything. And so I was really just enjoying things. I'd never experienced something that made me feel so bad that I needed a reason like that before. I was just, the enjoyment of every day, that was enough for me to just keep going through things. Nothing really, yeah, because I think we'll just leave it at that. Just my experience, my everyday experience of life was enough for me. I didn't need something bigger. I didn't need something bigger at that time to keep going, to keep progressing, to keep dealing with those things. And once this situation hit, well, I think this is the point where it made me grow up in that way. It made me, things didn't feel so good anymore. Things felt worse than they had ever felt before. And like I said, it felt like I didn't fuck up. It wasn't something that I directly fucked up in. Let's let's leave it at that. I think I've consciously made some more stupid decisions than that. I think I really just, one way or another, I was going to be tested and learn. So I had to find something bigger. I had to find something bigger because that everyday experience of life wasn't so buttery smooth. Everything wasn't rainbows and sunshine anymore, It wasn't just a walk in the park. And I'm not saying everything was so easy or anything, but I didn't know it could get that hard at that time, at least, let's say that. And so really I think a big turning point for me, and of course I was trying the whole time, even though I was in that state of like, okay, this is really fucking terrible and like I don't want to do anything, I was still trying. Just for, I don't know how I could describe it. But I think a big turning point for me was whenever I realized that other people's lives are very much tied to how well, oh my God, there's a bee. I literally just slapped it with my hand. Oh man. That is 3 bees that have bothered me in the last 2 videos. Fucking terrible. Anyway. Yeah. Big turning point for me. Excuse me. Was whenever I saw that other people that I really cared about, their well-being was also tied to my well-being. And, well, I kind of almost got angry. I almost got angry because I was somewhat okay with, okay, I feel like these people have done the previous people, they've done something to me and it's upset me and, it's made my life worse or something like that. I was somewhat okay with living with that. But once it transferred to people that I care about that have nothing to do with the situation, that are being indirectly affected, that started to piss me off. That made me angry. That, not angry, but it made me a little bit like fired up and motivated. Because I was like, this is fucking stupid. This should not be happening. They don't deserve that. I don't want that to happen. I mean, that's really, you can sum down my feelings to those 2 statements. They don't deserve that, and I don't want that to happen. And it made me fired up, and I said, I don't care if they laugh at, like, those bad people, not bad people, but I need to, like, distinguish these 2 groups here. That's the problem with being too general and, not talking specifically to an actual friend or something. I gotta encode things or whatever. Anyway, I don't care if those bad people are laughing at me the whole time that I'm trying to get through this situation. I don't care what I have to do. I simply want to take whatever action that I can to prevent this from affecting those people that I care about and that have always supported me a lot. And they've always been very kind to me, and they care a lot about me. Even whenever those bad people had let me down, they've always cared a lot about me. You know, these are the real ones or whatever. You know, everyone always talks about that 100 emoji. um, I wonder how many people like don't get my humor. I wonder how many people don't get my humor and just think I'm weird, and like they think I'm being serious or something, and they just, like, many instances they think I'm being weird. And honestly, that is actually what makes me laugh that much more, and that's what's actually that much more funny to me, is trying to weird people out sometimes, and like to not be so clear on whether I'm joking or not. That's also a funny part for me. So, but anyway, so yeah, so I didn't care. You know, I didn't give a shit, like, whether I need to do 5,000 things that I don't deserve to do. It's just plain and simple that I don't want this to affect these people, these supporting people that have really cared about me, that I really care about them. I don't want that to happen. For what? I don't care what, you know, reasons. This kind of goes with the taking responsibility thing, I guess. That's what made me take responsibility, really. It's like, and I think, you know, that's an important thing in life. Once you really want a certain outcome to happen, once you really want something in life, whenever you want a certain goal to be achieved, you don't really care. You don't really care whether you deserve to work that hard or whether you have to go around 50 different steps, whether someone else did it way easier than you, whether this person is getting way more help than you are. You don't really care, because you just want something to happen. That's all that matters. You just want something to happen, and you don't care about personal feelings there. You don't care about your ego. You just want something to happen. And I think that's a wonderful thing whenever you find whenever you find something like that you really just want a certain outcome to happen. And that goes with, you know, what I want to title this video. It's something bigger. Really, whatever I'm thinking about, whenever you really want an outcome to happen, you don't care about why or the reasons or anything. I'm really thinking about people that they've done something significant for the well-being of other people. And, you know, what I'm talking about right now, what I think I've done is just my friends and family. You know, it's not anything. I took my flip-flop off. I didn't really go and help, you know, a bunch of people in Africa or something like that. And I think that stuff is wonderful. And that's, you know, I don't need to say I'm going to do that on here, but that is something, you know, I've always like thought about being a part of, like something big like that. That's great. And I love seeing like people that I look up to. I like seeing their projects that they do. I'm thinking about even like tennis players, you know, they start foundations and things and they help people like that. And that is related to what I'm talking about. But my personal situation that I just went through, I'm just thinking about, you know, immediate people. And that's still important. Your immediate circle is still very important. And again, that goes with something I've said before, which is just because you can't do everything doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. Just because I'm not a huge influencer, just because you're not some big shot influencer, that doesn't mean you don't have a significant impact on other people. Even just one person, even just one other life, I mean, that's significant. If you can make an impact on that, you know. Okay, that sounds I'm sure, you know, that's nothing profound there. You guys probably already know that. I don't care if you think it's cheesy. I would probably think it's cheesy if I was watching it. But it is still important, you know. But yeah, something bigger. Give me a second to recollect. Um, yeah. So my situation, for me, that motivator was the other people. The once I saw that, like, I had been in this hole for so long, and I was like I was rotting like in this hole, and that rot was slowly starting to spread to other people, like almost like a disease, you know. It was just spreading. I was like, no, I don't care. Even if I don't get out of this, even if like I still feel shitty, I don't care how I feel. At this point, I don't give a shit how I feel. There is no way that I'm letting this spread to one more person. There is no way that I'm letting this affect other people, because even if I can't have what I want in terms of, okay, I want to feel good, I want my life to be good. Another thing that I really want is I want these people's lives to be good. And it's going to really fucking piss me off if this starts to affect them. I don't want that to happen, no matter what. And so that was the anchor. That was the anchor that got me through that situation. That was really it. That's like, you know, the main big ending thing. The motivator for me was, you know, it's kind of funny, like a big part of that self-doubt I was experiencing, I was saying it in the other video, was other people that I felt were a part of me, I was a part of them, and they let me down. And that kind of put me down. And then what got me out was still also other people that truly care about me, and I truly care about them. So I guess it's kind of funny, like people are really important in my life, I guess. And I think, you know, for most people, it is that way, but I definitely recognize that for me, for sure. The relationships I have in my life and how well those are going, every relationship I have, that really plays a significant role on me. Other people matter to me a lot, I guess, in certain ways. And yeah, well, I think, yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I think that's a beautiful thing, like that I was able to find that. I was able to find that within. And that these people that are really important to me in my life, that they were the reason, they were the anchor that got me through. I really thought that was wonderful, you know. Yeah, because, you know, I've always been like I said, I was pretty lighthearted and everything. I've always felt pretty independent, and I've always felt like I just do things. I do things just for my own, like, freedom. Like, and this is the thing too. It's very important that you understand the difference between self-awareness and selfishness. I think I might make a whole separate video on that. But it's an important thing that you understand that, because I have no obligation to spend every second of my life catering to you, nor do you have that obligation to me. But I also do not have the right to infringe upon you in any sort of way, to hurt your life in any sort of way just for my gain. So hopefully you can understand from that I really value my freedom. I value my alone time. I value choosing what I want. Because, you know, I care about other people, so I've never worried about, like, hurting them with whatever freedoms I want. That's kind of obvious, like, for me. But but yeah, so I think a good way to describe that is I value my alone time. And some people might see that as selfish, honestly. Like they might see that as like, oh, you need to devote your time to other people and stuff like that. And I think it is important to devote your time to other people, but most definitely every human being has the right to have their alone time, to have their own freedoms and choices. And that's always been really important to me. So now let me think why I went off on that tangent and why I said that. Yeah, okay. Now I understand. I think this is actually kind of insightful. This is a good point to say. So I always was like that. I always was just enjoying things because, oh, this is what I want to do. This is me expressing myself in my own way, in my own unique way. And I still love the people around me, but I'm not doing this for any of them, you know? But then once I didn't enjoy those things, whenever I didn't have that beautiful experience of life every day, then these other people became a much more important factor, and my impact on them became the reason that I needed. It became the important reason, the fundamental base for my life. It became an anchor for me to hold me down and to keep me going. And I guess that's kind of the way I've changed and adapted. I think that's a good way of describing things. And I'm happy that I've grown in this way. I'm happy that I've developed in that way. And as shitty as those times were definitely extremely shitty. There's no question about that. Fucking terrible. This is a really good outcome of it. This is one really good positive thing that came out of that. And I'm happy for that. I'm happy that I'm here now in that way. And I know that quality is something that is going to carry me through many other situations in life. And I'm happy I see these things that way. My perception is like this now. Excuse me. And so another part of this is, well, all of this just personal stuff. I wasn't looking for any of this, but since this kind of fell into my lap, and let's not even say fell into my lap, it really smacked me in the head because I didn't ask for it, It smacked me in the head out of nowhere. I hope you guys enjoy my symbolism and how I, smack in the head. Just the representation that I try to use with certain words. I feel like I definitely see life. That a lot of the thoughts in my head, how I understand things, that's how I understand things. So I hope that's kind of understandable to a lot of other people. That would be really nice. I definitely enjoy those, trying to create good pictures with words. I think it really helps to understand things. Yeah. So another part of this is, well, this kind of shocked me, and it made me think that it's really important for a human being to have something bigger than themselves. Have something in their life, have something that they live for that's bigger than themselves. And I do feel still almost a little bit ashamed that I'm 20 years old, that I'm in this position, and I feel like I'm still looking for something bigger than myself. Like I said, my impact on other people is one thing that's really important to me. But now I'm trying to kind of describe the thing that I had mentioned before, with the tennis players and those people that start those foundations, those people that work for other people that they're not related to, that they're not friends with, just random people that they help. They have this purpose in improving other people's lives, improving the world, improving the universe, this creation, whatever, this existence. I gotta list every way. That's how I always gotta do it. Improving this place that we all share in some sort of way, and they have something bigger that they're working towards. And I think that's probably a pivotal point in anyone's life, and even a lot of like these tennis players' careers, like you win, you win so much. You know, once you win everything, once you break this record, that record, I mean, of course, yeah, like another big reason of why you should keep playing is, okay, do you love to play? Do you love to compete? But I think another part of that also is, well, what are you playing for? What's the reason that you're doing this for? What's the reason that you're training? What's the reason that you're earning all of this money? Are you inspiring people? Are you building a foundation? Are you improving the world in some sort of way? Or are you just playing for yourself? And that's kind of an important thing, I think. An important realization for a human being to go through. And that's something I'm working on. I've kind of always known that I haven't really felt this huge, obviously, you know, not a God-given purpose. I don't have any God-given purposes. But any sort of big purpose like that, you know, because I'm not religious. I haven't really been a part of anything. I haven't, you know, maybe I can be a little bit easy on myself and say I haven't had that opportunity cross my path yet. But just for this reason or that, I don't think that that's been a big part of my life. Like living for something bigger than yourself. And that's something I'm working towards. That's something I'm looking for. And I think that's kind of like the forefront of this video now. Now I've described that previous situation, how I adapted and what I gained from it. And now this is the next part. This is the future. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something bigger than myself that I truly feel for. And this is another important thing for me to say. You know, I've mentioned before how important emotion is in my life, that I'm a sensitive man. You know, I know, like, I've entertained the thought of living for, you know, God or this purpose or that. But it has to be something that I truly believe in, I guess I can say. I don't like to use that word belief a lot, but it has to be something that I really believe in, you know, because it's not right. You know, if I don't really believe in God, it's not right for me to sit there and act like I do believe in God to other people. I'm never going to do that, because like I said, like, the truth is really important to me. And if I don't really feel for it, if I don't really believe for it, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to be honest. I just don't really care about this aspect. It's just not me. And so a big part and a big important thing for me is that I love something, and that's why I do it. I have to feel for it. And once my emotion is in something, then it's really like, you can't really stop me. It's really hard for me to stop myself from devoting myself to that particular aspect or that situation. Once my emotion is truly in it, once I truly love it, it just has a lot of momentum, and I'm kind of happy. I think there's a sun. I think that that's kind of a strength of mine. I'm happy that emotion can kind of like motivate me in that way. And I like doing things with emotion. I like doing things with emotion, with love, with passion, maybe you could say. It's important. It's important for me to do things that way. And so I'm looking to find, so like I said, you know, I love making YouTube videos. I love playing tennis. I love learning certain things or this or that or whatever, or having certain relationships. But I'm waiting for the right opportunity that is bigger than myself. I'm looking for something that's bigger than myself. That sort of thing. I'm looking for that to put my emotion into. I don't think I've really found something like that to put my emotion into. Something like that to fall in love with. And that's what I know I need to work on. That's what I'm looking for. And so that's kind of where I am now. And I hope I can find it soon. I'm really looking forward to it. I think, it's probably going to be other people again. It's going to be other people or the world. I'm really excited to find that way that I fall in love with improving other people's lives or improving the world or having a positive impact on them, improving people's well-being. I guess even these videos a little bit, they make me feel that way. That sometimes, people that enjoy watching them or found it relatable or it gave them comfort. That is, I like that. That is somewhat like whatever I'm talking about, something bigger than myself. But maybe I'm thinking about something a little bit, I don't know, a different manifestation. I can't really describe it too specifically right now for sure, but I'm looking for a different manifestation of that. Different manifestation of finding something bigger than myself that I can devote myself into, that I can put my whole self into, and that it's almost like myself is gone. It's like I've obliterated myself. And whatever I'm describing as myself right there, I think probably a good way to describe it is ego, my ego. My own, and I don't mean that as in like ego as in like you think you're better than someone, but ego as in my personal identity. I like tennis, I go to SLU, I do this or that, I have these friends, this family, none of that stuff. I'm waiting for something that I can devote myself to where I just lose all of that. I lose my personal identity and I'm just absorbed in that thing. I think that's going to be something that's really beautiful, I think that's going to be really beautiful. And I'm looking forward to that. I think that's true devotion. I was thinking about making another video. That's one of the first videos I really wanted to make, that I was thinking about making, is a video on devotion, just because I think that's such an important part about life. I think it's something that can be so sweet. If you experience true devotion for something, it's something that can be so sweet. But yeah, another way of describing whatever I just described is devotion. And so I remember an example that I wanted to share. So a few weeks ago, I went to this church service. Well, okay, let me say this first. So I caught up with these two high school friends that I haven't seen in a while. And it was great catching up with them and talking to them. And basically, like I was talking to them, and they invited me to this church service at the church that they're members of. And this is kind of like a modern church service, and it's catered towards young people. Lots of like music, and the music is good actually. It's not like I don't want to say it's good actually, like other church music is bad. Might get in trouble there, but it's like, it's like modern music, we can say that. It's good. It's catered towards young people. And they asked me to go, and this is something I've done before. I've gone to my friend's church service before. I remember a few years ago, and I can't remember any other instances off the top of my head right now, but that's always something I've thought about. It's definitely not something that I'm opposed to. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I went to mass at SLU a few times. If you guys know about SLU, hopefully, yeah, a lot of you guys know if you're my friend. There's this beautiful church at SLU, and they have mass routinely there. And I went a few times, just as a part of my freshman orientation, and also just with some friends another time, some club tennis friends. That was really nice. And it's something I really enjoy. It's something I really enjoy. And like I said, I'm not religious. I'm agnostic, and that's something I'm upfront about to those friends that are religious, that are Catholic. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all. I really enjoy it, and it feels really nice that they invited me to that. And they were really friendly. They were really friendly, and all my experiences, the people have been really friendly and welcoming to me, and it's always been a really enjoyable experience. And this is something I've said too. It's been so good mentally. Sometimes, like, I've really enjoyed, it was really good for my mental and emotional health going to those things. It just felt like a really good atmosphere to be in, even if I wasn't religious, even if I wasn't thinking about God or praying to God. It just felt like a loving atmosphere. I mean, we can just say that, you know. And like I said, you know, I'm a physics major. I love science and everything, but I still see the world in some of those abstract ways. I still see the world in those abstract ways, and I still think something like that is important. Those loving atmospheres, how people's energy, how that's even physics in itself, you know, energy. And I think, you know, I'm thinking we can't measure a lot of the energies that are actually there, you know, that people can exude, that maybe some of us feel. I'm thinking we can't measure that yet as a part of the physical universe, but maybe we will be able to one day. Anyway, that's a side topic. But it was a lovely atmosphere. I loved it, and yeah, I'm definitely down to go again. I need to experience some other religions. I want to go and I want to go and experience some other religions, and sit in on their services as well. I think I would really enjoy that. And like I said, you know, my family is religious, and I still go to their religious things. I take part in that. Oh, thank you, Cloud. I really still enjoy those things as really just family time, but also just the tradition and culture, and sometimes, you know, the mental and emotional health benefits there too. But let me get back to the main point. Well, even whenever I was catching up with one of these friends, he had mentioned to me that he was interested in becoming an adoption counselor, because he himself was adopted, and basically his experiences gave him this mindset of, oh, I want to change other kids' lives that are adopted. I want to make their lives better, you know, because of the experiences he had gone through, and he knows what it's like, and he knows the challenges that adopted kids have to face. And so that's what he's embarked on as his career. And like, after I caught up with him, and after I got food with him and everything, that stuck with me so much that I messaged him later that I just wanted to let you know, like, that stuff really inspired me, hearing that. And I think he describes it, you know, he's religious, so he describes it as like Jesus working through him. And like, just listening to all of that though, like, I told him that was something that really inspired me, and it's great for me to see him. And I've known him for a while, like, he's been my friend for years, and it was great to see him at this stage now. And I told him that it's something that really inspires me to see him having this. I feel like he's really developed as a human being, that he has this now, you know, like, he's living for something bigger than himself. He's living for something bigger than himself, and he's going to make an impact on other people. He's going to make a positive impact on other people based on something that had happened to him, based on his own anecdote. And I think that's awesome, because then, you know, like I was saying before, he has his own personal emotions attached to it. He has his own passion from what he's gone through, his own emotions and experience. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's really good. And actually, like, after I messaged him, that was whenever he decided to, like, he invited me, because the other friend had invited me a while ago, and we just didn't get to it for whatever reason. But then this friend, he invited me after I messaged him that. And I think that was kind of, I want to say that because it kind of shows, like, you're just kind of bringing each other up. That's one of those situations where you're just kind of bringing each other up, and you're just really giving each other love, you know? And I think that obviously that's wonderful. Mutually, it's just really good. Positives on both sides. I guess he felt some love from me, from me messaging him, and he brought me into his loving atmosphere. And after, like, the service and everything, I told him I really enjoyed it, and I felt like special feelings, you know, being in that atmosphere, even though I wasn't identifying it with my personal beliefs about God. I really felt some special feelings, and I was happy to be there around all of these people. And that friend who I had messaged, he said it was Jesus working through me. He described it as that. He said, that's Jesus. Yeah, and for me, I felt it was just love. I just felt it as love, simply love. It was great, you know, different, but working well there, working well together. And so, yeah, I guess I can wrap up this video now. That's really all I wanted to say. Well, yeah, so my friend, the one that wants to be an adoption counselor, that like kind of woke me up. Okay, hey, I want to feel something like that. I want to find my thing that I have emotion attached to. I want to find my calling. I want to find that purpose, you know. I'm excited to find that. I'm excited to uncover that path, which I'm going to devote myself to. I'm looking forward to that, and I know that's something I need to work on. Actually, I know I need to work on finding something bigger than myself. Devote myself to. And that's where I am in life now. That's where I am in life, and that's a little continuation of my journey. And I hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Well, this video. And yeah, that's where I am now. That's where I am now. Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah. Ask me what it feel like, staring at the sky so vanilla, telling Kurt Russell, homie, this ain't real life. I'll be making good on my promises. Honesty is confidence, a lot of it is missing, but I realize I could be better than I was. Lighter on my feet, cooking up the soul when we fire up the beat. Let the fire underneath me, higher when I speak, like I'm climbing up a steep tree. Ooh, come and greet me.